Hey, this is Rachel, and you're watching Sweet Talk. Today's topic is going to focus on adding and tracking your leads using ConstructionSuite. To get started, you'll open ConstructionSuite and be looking at your Today screen, which shows you information like recent projects, activities, and financial information. To access your leads, you'll click on the left sidebar and select the Leads tab. Please note that this is only available in our ConstructionSuite Premier, which is our residential version, and our ConstructionSuite Catalyst, which is our commercial versions, and higher. So you will need at least those levels in order to take advantage of this neat tool. Once you're in this Leads tab, you'll notice that it's automatically filtering by all of those contacts who are entered as having an open lead status. So this will automatically show all of those who are currently pending within your system. You can, of course, remove the filter to take a look at all contacts or all leads, or you can filter by additional options found in the upper right corner. Here you can sort by lead status, so if you wanted to take a look at those that have been closed and won or lost, or you can take a look at all of your lead stages, which we'll cover in just a moment. Within this view, you'll also be able to take a glance at each of the different leads and where they stand regarding to stage, quality, their open date, as well as their value. So a lot of helpful information to see exactly where you stand with those current leads. To add new leads, you can either add one from this new button or from any new button within the system in ConstructionSuite. When you select new, you'll be able to add a new contact to ConstructionSuite. So let's go ahead and add Holly Jones as our new lead that we want to note. We can, of course, add work email and home information. But the most important step here is to select our contact group. A contact group is not only going to help you manage all contacts in ConstructionSuite, but it'll automatically open that person as a lead when you mark them in that way. So for any new lead, you'll want to make sure to select their contact group as lead, which will automatically mark them as an open lead so that it'll show up in this window. We can continue to add additional details like phone number and address information. We can also do this at a later time, so at any point you can come back and edit this lead. But of course, the more information that you enter in the start is going to also allow you to help filter information later. So if I wanted to take a look at all of the leads in Auburn versus Opelika, our surrounding city, then it gives you a chance to also filter your lead list by these different requirements. Once you've finished entering in those details, typically you would hit the More button. In this window, you'll be able to add additional details. But specifically for the lead, we're going to want to click on our Lead tab at the top. In this section, you'll notice that the lead status has already been marked as open, and it's also automatically tracked the open date as today. So at any point, I can see the time frame that it took for that lead to commit or to make a decision either way by entering that information within ConstructionSuite. You can record information like lead values, probability that they'll come through, a lead stage, which you can also modify. You'll notice that we're going to give you 7 options here, but you can actually add to this list or modify those examples. Lead quality would allow you to use a 5-star rating system to mark the quality. As you can see in the list behind this window, it gives you a quick chance to see which values or which leads are a higher value or higher likelihood of moving forward. Your Referred By window will allow you to select one of the contacts within your database. So for example, if you have a sales agent or if you have a previous client or homeowner or somebody that you've worked with who has referred this lead to you, you would be able to include them within the system. In this case, one of our previous clients, Alice Gorey, has referred Holly to our services, so I'll set her as my referral. Your lead source would allow you to track different methods of marketing. So if you were using websites or web advertisements, perhaps e-news, mailers, if you were doing shows or open houses, this is a great way to track the success of those different means. So we'll go ahead and add web search, for example, so we can see that we're coming high, or we're receiving a lot of our traffic through the SEO marketing that we're doing on our website. Below that, you can add information like a forecast date, which is really more of a projection of when they might come through. An expiration date would be helpful as far as setting a date so that you can really know if that lead is going to decide, or they're planning on making a decision on a certain time period. A callback date is going to automatically add a calendar reminder within ConstructionSuite that will notify you in the software of making sure that you're getting back in contact with that lead. So I'm going to go ahead and set that contact reminder for next week. The close date is automatically going to be set as soon as you mark a lead status as closed won or closed lost. So you're going to leave this one blank for now. That one's actually going to automatically update when you change your lead status. You can also reference your sales agents. Now this is helpful because you can see, for example, in the background that I have these different columns showing, one of which is that sales agent. Along with our lead referrals and lead sources. So I can actually sort by these different areas, so I can see which sales agents are having the most success, which referrals are coming through, and so on. We'll go ahead and say that this one is assigned to Evan Lancaster within our company, and of course you can add any additional details that you would like to note as well. So this could be exact product information, perhaps a layout or floor plan, perhaps a brief scope of work that you would want to note for that contact as well. Once you've finished adding those details, click OK, and it'll redirect you to the contact detail page for this lead in particular. We're looking at Holly Jones's address information. We can see all of the lead fields that we've entered. And we can also see the upcoming activity for her lead callback reminder. In the bottom of the screen, we can see a contact log that would allow us to enter notes of conversation. So as a new lead calls in, or as if you were kind of wanting to track the communication with that lead, you would be able to record those in the form of notes within this particular contact window. You can also add additional activities, meetings, appointments, as well as to-dos if you wanted to make sure to email them or send something, or really kind of remind yourself of a certain action. Once that lead turns into a project, or once they commit and they move forward with your services, you can add them to a project directly from this screen. When you select the Add Project, this will give you a list of current jobs that you've entered. You can also create a new project, and you'll select the relationship type, being the client, for this particular project. Now, if we go back to our Leads tab, so if we click on that Leads at the top, you'll now see that Holly Jones is listed in this window as well. As far as filtering or seeing this picture, obviously with 3 leads, it's pretty manageable to be able to see exactly where those each stand. As you add additional leads, or as you add a growing number to this can be a lot of information to take in at once. So we recommend using this nice View button and choosing the Group By option. Within this window, you can actually sort by any group header that you see here. So for example, if I wanted to take all of the lead stages and group those together, I would simply drag that header to this gray area, and you'll notice that it'll automatically sort by those different lead stages. You can also, of course, drag this down into the window to remove that, but you can also have multiple stages or multiple filters. So for example, if I wanted to first track by lead source, and then I wanted to track by sales agent, I can add those multiple filters to this view, so I can see all of the lead sources coming from my e-news that I send out versus my web searches. And I can see each of the sales agents within those views and the number of leads that they have specifically. Now within this same view, you also have additional reports that you can run, and you can find those in the report section at the top left of your screen. Navigate to the lead section, and you'll have 2 different options: your lead pipeline report, which is automatically going to generate a nice graph showing you the different leads in their specific stages. We can see that we have 1 lead in our initial communication, 1 lead in our presentation, and 1 in our commitment to buy phase. You can print or copy this chart. You can also change the way that it appears. So if you wanted to see a more weighted view, which is going to show you a little bit more accurately how many of each leads you have in those categories, you can see that that's really going to show you a little bit more where your leads are actually at in terms of that pipeline. Additionally, in regards to the reporting options, you'll have the option to create a contact summary report. Now, this is going to create a contact summary report for all contacts as well as for your leads or other contacts. So this is a helpful report for any contact type in ConstructionSuite. But we can notice that we can actually create one specifically for all of our leads in a given stage or status. We'll select our open leads, choose which columns we wish to display, and hit OK to generate a nice print preview of all of our leads within the system. We've got this beautiful report that just gives us quick access to information. This is helpful specifically if you're wanting to send this to somebody who doesn't have access to ConstructionSuite. So when you create this report, you can either send them an email directly, which would attach it as a PDF, or take advantage of our ConstructionOnline tool, which allows you to connect Office with Field with being able to upload documents directly to your online site. Managing leads can be very effective in ConstructionSuite, so we highly recommend using this tool to track who's in progress, who's pending, and to really see how well you do with tracking and really following through with those leads. Thanks so much for tuning in today with Suite Talk. Have a great day.